I never meant for the world to see me like that. One minute, I'm snapping a flirty selfie in my Atlanta apartment, shirt unbuttoned, jeans low, giving a smirk that says I know what I'm doing, and the next my thumb slips. Instead of sending it to Ryan, this cute guy I've been texting from a dating app, I post it to my Instagram story. Public, unfiltered, with the caption, "Ready for you tonight." My phone buzzed like a beehive as the notifications rolled in. Friends, co-workers. My conservative cousin from Savannah who still thinks gay is a phase. And worst of all, a DM from Jay, my ex-roommate and the one person I've never quite gotten over. "Well, damn, Alex," he wrote. "You're trending now." I yanked the post down in under a minute, but the damage was done. Screenshots were already circling group chats, and by morning, a local queer blog had picked it up, spinning it into some half-baked debate about hypersexualization in the gay community. Great. Just what I needed. My thirst trap turned into a think piece. I'm Alex, by the way. 32, single, and apparently too reckless for my own good. I've lived in Atlanta for 5 years, working as a graphic designer and navigating the messy, beautiful chaos of being a gay man in the South. It's not always easy. Half the city waves rainbow flags, the other half clutches Bibles, but I've carved out my space. Until now, Jay's message stuck with me. We'd lived together 3 years ago, back when I was still figuring myself out. He's straight, or so he says, tall, with a jawline that could cut glass and a laugh that makes you feel like you're in on the joke. I'd always wondered if there was something more, a spark he buried under bro hugs and no homo quips. That selfie slip-up dragged all those buried feelings right back to the surface. I couldn't stop replaying his words. "Well, damn, Alex." Was he mocking me? Flirting? I shot him a reply. "Yeah, oops. Guess I'm famous now," and held my breath. His response came fast, famous and hot. "You free tonight? We should catch up." My heart did a flip. Catch up? After 3 years of radio silence? I said yes before I could overthink it, and suddenly I'm pacing my apartment, wondering what I've gotten myself into. He showed up at my place around 8, looking better than I remembered, worn jeans, a fitted tee, that same easy grin. We cracked open some sodas. I'm not risking anything stronger after last night's fiasco, and settled on my couch. The air felt thick, charged with all the things we weren't saying. So he started, leaning back, "That photo. You trying to break the internet, or just my phone?" I laughed, cheeks burning. "Total accident. Meant it for someone else." "Lucky guy," he said, his eyes locking on mine a beat too long. My pulse raced. Was that a line? Before I could respond, he shifted gears. "Saw the blog post too. People are wild. Half of them cheering you on, half acting like you're the poster child for gay agenda. What's your take?" I groaned. "It's ridiculous. I'm not out here fighting for marriage rights or trans bathroom laws with a selfie. I just wanted to feel good, you know? But suddenly I'm a debate topic, LGBTQ plus visibility versus decency." Jay nodded, thoughtful. "Yeah, it's messed up. I've been reading up on that stuff lately. Rights, identity, all of it. Trying to get it, I guess." That threw me. Jay, the guy who once said, "Politics is boring. Diving into queer issues? What's got you curious?" I asked, leaning closer. He shrugged, but his voice softened. "You maybe always wondered what it's like for you, navigating this. Plus, I've been questioning some things myself." My breath caught. Questioning? I wanted to push, to ask what he meant, but the moment felt fragile. Instead, I let it hang, our knees brushing as we sat there, the tension coiling tighter. Later, after he'd rambled about his new job and I'd vented about mine, the conversation died down. Silence stretched, and I couldn't take it anymore. I turned to him, close enough to feel his warmth. "Jay," I said, voice low, "what are we doing here?" He didn't answer with words. He leaned in, lips crashing into mine, urgent and hungry. It wasn't soft or sweet. It was years of unspoken want spilling out. His hands slid under my shirt, tracing my skin, and I melted into him, every nerve lit up. We moved together, a tangle of heat and need, until we were breathless on the couch, clothes half on, hearts pounding. He pulled back, eyes wide. "Shoot. Alex, I didn't plan that." "Me neither," I said, grinning despite the chaos in my head. But I'm not complaining. We laughed, shaky and raw, and then he got quiet. I don't know what this means, he admitted. I've never, not with a guy. I touched his face, steadying him. We don't have to figure it out tonight. But I knew we would. That kiss, that slip up, it cracked something open. And as he left, promising to text, I realized this was just the start. My viral mistake had pulled Jay back into my life. And now I had to face the mess, the heat, and the questions neither of us could ignore. It's been a week since that night with Jay, and I still can't stop replaying it. The kiss, the heat, the way he looked at me like he was seeing me for the first time. But since then, radio silence. No texts, no calls, nothing. I've been staring at my phone like a lovesick teenager, waiting for a sign that it wasn't all in my head. Meanwhile, the internet hasn't forgotten my little slip-up. The blog post blew up, and now I'm getting tagged in debates about gay visibility and moral decay from people who don't even know me. One commenter called me a walking stereotype, while another said I was brave for owning my truth. I don't feel brave. I feel exposed, like my life's become a public forum for strangers to dissect. Work's been a nightmare, too. My boss, a well-meaning but clueless guy in his 50s, pulled me aside yesterday. Alex, I saw that picture. Is everything okay? You know we support you, but maybe keep things professional online. I wanted to scream. Professional? It was an accident, not a career move. But I just nodded, muttered something about privacy settings, and bolted to the bathroom to splash water on my face. The only bright spot? A message from Ryan, the guy I was supposed to send the photo to in the first place. He's been sweet, checking in, even joking about the fame. We've been texting nonstop, and tonight, we're finally meeting for drinks at a bar in Midtown. Maybe this is what I need, a distraction from Jay and the chaos. Ryan's even cuter in person, dark curls, a shy smile, and a laugh that makes me forget the mess for a while. We talk about everything. His job as a teacher, my design work, the absurdity of Atlanta's dating scene. He's easy to be around, no baggage, no history. But halfway through my second soda, I catch myself glancing at the door, half hoping Jay will walk in. You okay? Ryan asks, noticing my distraction. Yeah, sorry. Just a lot on my mind. He leans closer, voice soft. I get it. That photo thing must have been wild. But hey, you're handling it like a champ. I smile, grateful. Thanks. It's been a lot, but I'm trying. We keep talking, and soon, the bar feels too loud, too crowded. Want to get out of here? He suggests, and I nod, relieved. We end up at his place, a cozy loft with string lights and too many plants. He pours us some tea, chamomile, calming, and we settle on his couch, knees touching. It's nice, comfortable, but as he leans in to kiss me, I hesitate. His lips brush mine, soft and tentative, and I kiss back, trying to lose myself in it. He's warm, gentle, everything I should want. But my mind drifts to Jay, his rough hands, the way he tasted like risk and regret. I pull away, sighing. I'm sorry, Ryan. I can't. He frowns, confused but kind. Did I do something wrong? No. You're great. It's just, there's someone else. Or there was. I don't know. He nods, understanding. The guy you meant to send the photo to? I laugh, bitter. No, actually, someone from my past. It's complicated. Ryan smiles, squeezing my hand. Hey, no pressure. I like you, Alex, but I'm not here to rush anything. I leave his place feeling guilty and relieved, like I've dodged something but lost it too. On the walk home, I finally get the text I've been waiting for. It's Jay. Can we talk? Meet me at Piedmont Park tomorrow noon. My heart leaps. Tomorrow can't come fast enough. The park is buzzing with joggers and dog walkers when I spot Jay on a bench near the lake. He looks nervous, fidgeting with his phone. I sit beside him, trying to read his face. Hey, I say, casual as I can manage. Hey, he doesn't look at me. I'm sorry for ghosting you. I needed time to think. About what? I ask, though I already know. Us. That night. What it means. He finally meets my eyes, and there's a storm in his. Alex, I've never felt like that before. Not with anyone. But I'm scared. I don't know if I'm, gay. I finish for him, gentle. He winces. Or bi or whatever. I've always been with women. But with you, it's different. It's like I've been lying to myself. I take his hand, surprising us both. Jay, it's okay to not have it all figured out. You don't need a label right now. He squeezes my hand, grateful. But it's not just that. My family, they're traditional. My dad's a pastor, for freak's sake. If they knew, my stomach twists. I've been there, coming out in a world that wasn't ready. I get it. It's not easy, but you don't have to tell them anything until you're ready. Or ever, if that's what you choose. He nods, but his eyes are distant. There's more. I've been seeing someone. A woman. We've been on a few dates, and she's great, but after that night with you, I can't stop thinking about this. I put my hand back, Stone. So you're dating someone? It's new. Nothing serious yet. But I feel like I'm leading her on, you know? Like I'm not being honest. I stand up pacing. Jay, you can't string her along while you figure yourself out. That's not fair to her. Or to you. I know, he says, voice cracking. But I don't know what to do. I am stuck. I sit back down closer this time. Look, I'm not going to pressure you. But I can't be your secret experiment either. If you want to explore this, you have to be honest with yourself and with me. He leans into me, forehead against mine. I want to try. With you. But I need time. I close my eyes, breathing him in. Okay, we'll take it slow. And then, because I can't help it, I kiss him. It's softer this time, tentative, like we're both afraid to break whatever this is. His hand cups my face, and for a moment, the world fades away. But reality crashes back when my phone buzzes. It's a notification from the blog that started this mess. They've posted a follow-up. Atlanta man's viral photo sparks debate on LGBTQ plus rights and public decency. I groan, showing Jay the headline. He reads it, brow furrowed. This is insane. They're acting like you're some political statement. I know, I say, frustrated. But maybe it's not all bad. Maybe it's a chance to talk about the real issues, like how queer people are still fighting for basic respect, or how trans kids are getting caught in the crossfire of bathroom bills and sports bans. Jay nods, thoughtful. Yeah, I've been reading about that too. It's messed up. People obsessing over who uses which bathroom when there are bigger problems. Exactly, I say, warming to the topic. And don't get me started on the free speech crowd who think hate speech is just opinions. It's exhausting. He laughs, a little sad. You're passionate about this, huh? I have to be, I say, shrugging. It's my life. Our lives. He looks at me, serious now. I want to understand better. For you, for us. Maybe I can help, somehow. I smile, touched. Just being here is a start. We sit in silence for a while, watching the ducks paddle across the lake. It's peaceful, but I know it's temporary. There's still so much to figure out. His identity, our relationship, the noise from the outside world. As we part ways, he pulls me into a hug, tight and lingering. I'll call you, he promises. This time I believe him. The park meeting with Jay left me dizzy, like I'd stepped off a roller coaster. I didn't know which way was up. His promise to call felt like a lifeline, but it also came with a tangle of questions I wasn't ready to answer. What were we doing? Could I trust him to figure himself out without breaking my heart? I barely had time to process before the world threw another curveball. I woke up the next morning to a text from my coworker, Mia. Check Twitter. You're trending again. My stomach dropped. I opened the app, and there was a video clip, shaky and grainy, of me and Jay kissing in Piedmont Park. Someone had filmed us, probably from across the lake, and now it was everywhere, tagged with hashtags like hashtag AtlantaPDA and hashtag Gay Agenda. The comments were a war zone, some cheering us on, others spewing venom about public indecency and shoving it in our faces. I called Jay, my hand shaking. Did you see it? Yeah, he said, voice tight. My sister texted me the link. She's freaking out. What do we do? I asked, pacing my apartment. I don't know, Alex. I wasn't ready for this. My dad, he's going to lose it. I felt a pang of guilt. I'm sorry. I didn't think, it's not your fault, he cut in. We didn't do anything wrong. But I need to lay low for a bit. Talk to my family. My heart sank, but I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. Okay, just don't disappear again. I won't, he promised, but his voice wavered. I spent the day dodging notifications and trying to focus on work, but my inbox was flooded with messages, some supportive, others vicious. One stood out. An email from a local LGBTQ plus advocacy group, Outfront Atlanta, inviting me to a panel discussion on free speech versus hate speech in the digital age. They'd seen the viral video and thought I could offer a unique perspective. I stared at the invite, torn. Did I want to step into the spotlight or hide until this blew over? Ryan's name popped up on my phone, a welcome distraction. "You holding up okay?" he texted. "Barely," I replied. "You free to grab coffee?" We met at a cozy cafe in Little Five Points, the kind with mismatched chairs and baristas who know your order by heart. Ryan listened as I vented about the video, Jay's family drama, and the panel invite. "You should do it," he said, sipping his latte. "The panel, I mean. You got a voice, Alex. People are listening, whether you like it or not." I frowned. "But it's not just about me. Jay's not out. I don't want to drag him into this." Ryan nodded, thoughtful. "Fair. But you can still speak for yourself. Talk about what it's like to be outed by a stranger's camera, or how free speech feels when it's your life being dissected." His words hit hard. I've been so caught up in the chaos. I hadn't thought about the bigger picture. "You're right," I said. "I'll think about it." He smiled, his hand brushing mine across the table. "You've got this. And hey, if you need a cheerleader, I'm here." The moment felt warm, easy, and for a second, I wondered if I'd made a mistake pulling away from him that night at his place. But then my phone buzzed. "Jay, can you come to my place tonight? Need to talk." I said goodbye to Ryan, promising to keep him posted, and headed to Jay's apartment in Buckhead. He opened the door, looking like he hadn't slept. "My dad called," he said, leading me inside. He saw the video. "Told me I'm confusing the family and need to fix this." I sat on his couch, heart aching. "What did you say?" "Nothing," he admitted, running a hand through his hair. "I just listened. But it's killing me, Alex. I want to be honest, but I'm terrified of losing them." I reached for him, pulling him close. "You don't have to decide today, but you can't live a lie forever. It'll eat you alive." He leaned into me, his breath warm against my neck. "I know. I need you right now." The air shifted, heavy with want. I kissed him, slow and deliberate, like I could anchor him through the storm. His hand slid under my shirt, tracing my spine, and we moved together, a quiet intensity building. It wasn't rushed like before, just us finding solace in each other's touch, clothes slipping away as we fell into his bed. When it was over, we lay there, tangled and breathless, the world outside forgotten for a moment. But reality crept back. "What now?" I whispered. "I don't know," he said, voice raw, "but I'm not letting you go." The next day, I accepted the panel invite. If my life was going to be public, I'd at least control the narrative. The event was at a community center in Decatur, packed with activists, students, and a few hecklers. I share my story, the accidental selfie, the park video, the hate and support that followed. I talked about how free speech can weaponize someone's private moment, and how LGBTQ plus people deserve to exist without being reduced to a debate. The crowd was engaged, but one question threw me. "What about your partner in the video? Where's he in all this?" I froze. "He's figuring things out," I said carefully. "Not everyone's ready to be public, and that's okay." Afterward, a trans activist named Sam approached me. "You did good up there," they said. "But it's not just about you and your guy. This stuff, videos, hate comments, it's hitting trans folks hard too. Bathroom bills, sports bans, it's all connected." Their words stayed with me. I've been so focused on my own drama, I hadn't fully seen the bigger fight. Maybe this was my chance to do more, to be part of something larger. As I left the center, my phone lit up with a text from Jay. "Watch the live stream. You were amazing. I'm proud of you." I smiled, but a new message followed, this one anonymous. "You think you're a hero? Keep flaunting and you'll regret it." My blood ran cold. This wasn't just a debate anymore. It was personal. The anonymous text, "You think you're a hero? Keep flaunting and you'll regret it," haunted me. I didn't sleep that night, my mind spinning with worst-case scenarios. Was it a troll? A real threat? I showed it to Mia at work the next day, and her eyes widened. "Alex, you need to report this." "Like yesterday." "I know," I said, rubbing my temples. "But what if it's nothing? I don't want to overreact and make things worse." She crossed her arms, unimpressed. And what if it's something? You're not just some random guy anymore. That video made you a target. Mia was right. The park kiss had turned me and Jay into unwilling symbols in a culture war. My inbox was a battlefield. Messages of support from queer kids in rural Georgia, hate mail calling me a sinner, and now this threat. I filed a report with the Atlanta PD, but the officer's bored tone didn't inspire confidence. We'll look into it, he said, but these things are usually just keyboard warriors. I wasn't so sure. Jay called that evening, his voice tense. You okay? Mia texted me about the threat. Yeah, I'm fine, Elid. Just rattled. You? Not great, he admitted. My dad's been calling nonstop, saying I've embarrassed the family. And my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend now, she saw the video and flipped. I told her I'm figuring things out, and she's not speaking to me. I winced. I'm sorry, Jay. This is such a mess. It's not your fault, he said, softer. I'm coming over. We need to talk, in person. He showed up at my apartment an hour later, carrying takeout from a taco joint in East Atlanta. We ate on the floor, surrounded by crumpled napkins, trying to pretend things were normal. But the weight of everything, the video, the threat, his family, hung over us. I've been thinking, Jay said, pushing his plate aside. Maybe we should cool things off, just for a bit, until this blows over. My heart plummeted. You're breaking up with me? After one kiss in a park? No. He said quickly, grabbing my hand. Not breaking up, just slowing down. I'm not ready for the world to know about us. Not like this. I pull my hand back, hurt. Jay, I get that you're scared, but I'm out here dealing with death threats while you get to hide. That's not fair. He looked stricken. I know. I hate this. But my family, they're all I've got. If I lose them, I stood pacing. And what about me? I'm risking everything too. My job, my safety. I spoke at that panel for us, to show people we're not just some scandal. He stood too, closing the distance between us. I saw that, Alex. You were incredible. I want to be that brave, but I'm not there yet. His honesty disarmed me. I sighed, letting him pull me into a hug. His arms felt like the only safe place left. Okay, I mumbled into his shoulder. We'll slow down, but don't shut me out. Never, he whispered, kissing my forehead. The moment stretched, warm and fragile, until we sank onto the couch, bodies pressed close. His lips found mine, soft at first, then deeper, a quiet promise in every touch. We didn't go further, just held each other, letting the world wait. But the world doesn't wait. The next morning, out front, Atlanta emailed again, asking me to join a community forum on racism, privilege, and intersectionality in the LGBTQ+ movement. The viral video had sparked debates about how queer narratives often center white voices, like mine, while sidelining people of color. They wanted me to weigh in alongside activists like Sam, the trans person I'd met at the panel. I hesitated. I'm a white gay guy. What did I know about systemic racism? But Sam's words from the panel echoed. It's all connected. If I was going to be a voice, I needed to listen and learn, not just speak. I said yes. The forum was at a church in Vine City, a historically black neighborhood. The room buzzed with energy, queer folks, allies, skeptics, all packed in. Sam moderated, their presence commanding. They opened with stats. Black trans women face homicide rates 10 times higher than the general population, yet their stories rarely go viral. A black gay activist, Marcus, spoke about affirmative action, arguing it's a flawed but necessary tool to level the playing field in education and jobs. White privilege, he said, looking right at me, means your kiss in a park gets sympathy. Mine might get me arrested. I shifted in my seat, uncomfortable but listening. When it was my turn, I admitted my blind spots. I didn't ask for this attention, I said, but I'm learning how my story fits into a bigger picture. I want to amplify voices that aren't being heard. The crowd was mixed. Some nodded, others looked skeptical. Afterward, Marcus pulled me aside. You meant well, he said, but don't just talk about amplifying. Do it. Share your platform. His words stuck with me. I texted Jay, asking him to meet me at a queer bookstore in Midtown that night. I wanted to show him I wasn't backing down. Not from us, not from this fight. But when I got there, he wasn't alone. A woman stood beside him, her arms crossed, eyes blazing. Alex, this is Lena, Jay said, voice strained. My ex. Lena didn't waste time. You're the reason Jay's life is falling apart, she snapped. That video, your little activist stunts, it's ruining him. I bristled. I didn't force Jay to kiss me. He made a choice. Did he? She shot back. Or did you push him into something he wasn't ready for? Jay stepped between us, hands raised. Lena, stop. This isn't Alex's fault. I'm the one who needs to figure this out. She glared at him, then at me, before storming off. Jay turned to me, exhausted. She showed up at my place, demanding answers. I didn't know she'd follow me here. I shook my head, anger and hurt mixing. Jay, you can't keep juggling everyone's expectations. Lena, your family, me, it's not sustainable. I know, he said, voice breaking. I'm trying, Alex. I'm trying so hard. I wanted to believe him, but doubt crept in. As we stood there, surrounded by shelves of queer literature, I noticed a flyer for a protest against a new Georgia bill banning trans youth from sports. Sam was listed as a speaker. It hit me. My drama with Jay was personal, but the bigger fight was out there, and I was barely scratching the surface. Jay, I said, I'm going to that protest tomorrow. I want you to come with me. Not as my boyfriend, not as a secret, just as someone who cares. He hesitated, then nodded. Okay, I'll be there. As he walked away, I felt a mix of hope and dread. The threat still loomed. Lena's words stung, and the world was watching. But for the first time, I felt like I was choosing my path, not just reacting to it. The morning of the protest dawned gray and humid, the kind of Atlanta day that makes your shirt cling before you've even left the house. I stood in front of my mirror, tugging at a faded tee with "Love is Love" scrawled across it, wondering if I was ready for this. The anonymous threat, "Keep flaunting and you'll regret it," still echoed in my head, but I pushed it down. Today wasn't just about me. It was about trans kids being barred from sports, about fighting for a world where people like Sam could exist without fear. Jay had promised to show up, and I clung to that like a lifeline. Our last conversation at the bookstore, with Lena's accusations hanging between us, left me uneasy. Was he really ready to step into this with me? Or was I setting myself up for another heartbreak? Piedmont Park was already buzzing when I arrived. Hundreds of people, queer activists, allies, families. Wave signs reading, "Let trans kids play," and "Equality now." A counter-protest lingered on the edges, their signs uglier, "Protect our daughters" and "God's law." The air crackled with tension, cops in riot gear forming a loose perimeter. I spotted Sam near the stage, their purple hair a beacon in the crowd. They waved me over, grinning. "You made it. Ready to raise some hell." "Trying to," I said, scanning for Jay. "This is intense." "It's always intense," Sam replied, adjusting their mic. "But it's worth it. You see those kids over there?" They pointed to a group of teens holding rainbow flags. "They're why we're here." Their words grounded me. I thought about my own teenage years, hiding who I was, terrified of being found out. These kids deserve better. I texted Jay, here by the stage. "Where are you?" No reply. The rally kicked off with speeches. Sam's was fiery, calling out lawmakers for scapegoating trans youth to score political points. Marcus, the black activist from the forum, spoke next, tying the sports ban to broader issues of gender equality. "This isn't just about trans kids," he said. "It's about controlling anyone who doesn't fit the mold. Women, queer folks, people of color. Patriarchy thrives on keeping us in boxes." I nodded, thinking about feminism in my own life. My mom, a single parent, had fought tooth and nail to be taken seriously in her career, only to be told she was too emotional for leadership. I saw the same threads in these bans, fear of anyone who challenged the status quo. As Marcus wrapped up, I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned, hoping for Jay, but it was Ryan, his curls damp with sweat. "Hey, hero," he said, smiling. "Thought you could use some backup." I hugged him, relieved. "You're the best. Didn't expect to see you here." "Wouldn't miss it," he said, eyes warm. "You're doing something real, Alex. I'm proud of you." His words hit deep, especially with Jay's absence stinging. I pushed the thought away and focused on the moment. The crowd was chanting now, a wave of voices demanding change. I joined in, my sign raised high, feeling part of something bigger. Then it happened. A bottle sailed through the air, shattering near the stage. The crowd gasped, some scattering, others standing firm. The counter-protesters were pushing closer, shouting slurs. A cop yelled for everyone to disperse, but the chaos spread. More bottles, a smoke bomb, screams. Stay close. Ryan grabbed my arm, pulling me toward the stage for cover. Sam was already there, ushering people to safety. My heart pounded, the threat's words flashing in my mind. You'll regret it. Alex, a voice cut through the noise. Jay, sprinting toward me, his face pale. Are you okay? I nodded, too shaken to speak. He pulled me into a hug, tight and desperate. I'm sorry I'm late. My dad. He tried to stop me from coming. I had to sneak out. You're here now, I said, clinging to him. But the relief was short-lived. A loud crack split the air, a firecracker, maybe, but it sounded like a gunshot. The crowd surged, and we were swept apart, Ryan's hand on my wrist the only anchor. We ended up behind a food truck, catching our breath. Jay found us, his shirt torn. This is insane, he panted. I didn't know it'd be like this. It's always like this, I said, echoing Sam. This is what we're fighting. Ryan glanced between us, sensing the tension. You two need a minute? No, Jay said, surprising me. Stay. I owe you both an explanation. He took a deep breath. I've been a coward, Alex. Hiding behind my family, my ex, my fear. But seeing this, seeing you out here, it's making me realize I can't keep running. I'm not out, not yet, but I want to be. For you. For me. My chest tightened. Hope and fear colliding. Jay, that's huge. But you don't have to do it for me. Do it for you. I am, he said, his hand finding mine. Ryan smiled, giving us space, and for a moment, it was just us in the chaos. But the moment shattered. My phone buzzed with a new message, this one with a photo. Me and Jay, mid-hug, taken minutes ago. The caption read, "You were warned." I showed it to Jay, my hands trembling. Someone's here, watching us. Ryan overheard, his face hardening. We need to get you out of here. Now. Sam appeared, leading a group to safety. Cops are shutting this down, they said. Come with me. There's a church nearby taking people in. We followed, weaving through the dispersing crowd, my mind racing. Who was behind the threats? A random bigot? Someone closer? Lena's face flashed in my mind, her anger at the bookstore, but I shook it off. No way she'd go this far. The church was a haven, filled with shaken but defiant protesters. Sam handed out water, checking on everyone. I pulled him aside. Sam, I got another threat. A photo from the protest. Their eyes narrowed. Show me. I did, and they cursed under their breath. This is targeted. You need to tell the police again, and maybe get off social media for a bit. I can't just hide, I said, frustrated. If I back down, they win. I'm not saying back down, Sam replied. I'm saying be smart. You're no good to anyone if you're hurt. Jay overheard, his jaw tight. She's right, Alex. I'm not letting anything happen to you. It's they, I corrected gently, nodding at Sam. And I know, but this fight, it's bigger than me. I'm not stopping. Jay looked at me, a mix of fear and admiration in his eyes. Then I'm with you. All the way. Ryan, who'd been quiet, spoke up. I'm in too. Whatever you need, security, a place to crash, I've got you. Their support steadied me, but the photo gnawed at my gut. As we sat in the church, planning our next move, I realized this wasn't just about me and Jay anymore. It was about standing up, even when the cost was high. The church basement smelled of old hymnals and instant coffee, a makeshift sanctuary for the rattled protesters. Jay sat beside me, his knee brushing mine, while Ryan and Sam coordinated with volunteers to get everyone home safely. The photo threat, me and Jay hugging at the protest, caption "You were warned," burned in my mind. Someone was close, watching, and I couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just a faceless troll. Alex, Sam said, sliding into the seat across from me. I talked to a friend at the precinct. They're tracing the number that sent the photo, but it's probably a burner. You need to stay somewhere safe tonight. My place, Ryan offered, his voice steady. It's low-key, and I've got a spare room. I glanced at Jay, who nodded reluctantly. Sounds smart, but I'm coming with you. Sam raised an eyebrow, but didn't argue. Fine. Just keep your phones off and don't post anything online. Whoever this is, they're tracking you. We left the church under cover of dusk, piling into Ryan's beat-up Subaru. His apartment in Grant Park was a cluttered haven of books and vinyl records, the kind of place that felt lived in and safe. Ryan handed out blankets, and we crashed on his couch, too wired to sleep, but too exhausted to talk. Jay broke the silence. Alex, I've been thinking. What if it's Lena? She was so pissed at the bookstore. Maybe she's trying to scare you. I frowned, the idea nagging at me. She was angry, sure, but this? Stalking? Threats? That's a big leap. Ryan, flipping through a stack of records, chimed in. Could be someone else from your orbit. A co-worker? Someone from the panel? I shook my head. I don't know, but it's freaking me out. Jay took my hand, his grip firm. We'll figure it out. Together. His words steadied me, but doubt lingered. He was stepping up, but for how long? His family, his past, they were still shadows between us. The next morning, Outfront Atlanta called an emergency meeting at their office in Midtown. The protest had made national news, with headlines pitting trans rights activists against concerned parents. Sam wanted to strategize next steps, and they'd asked me to join. Jay insisted on coming, and Ryan tagged along, his quiet support a constant I was starting to rely on. The office was packed. Activists, organizers, and a few new faces, including a woman named Tara, a lawyer specializing in reproductive rights. Sam kicked things off, their voice sharp. The sports ban is just the start. Georgia's legislature is pushing a new bill to restrict abortion access, tying it to family values rhetoric. It's the same playbook they're using against trans kids. Tara nodded, passing out flyers. The pro-life lobby is framing it as protecting unborn children, but it's about control. Low-income women, especially women of color, will be hit hardest, forced to carry pregnancies they can't afford while the state slashes public assistance. I thought about taxation and income distribution, how the system screws over the most vulnerable. It's messed up, I said. The rich get tax breaks, but there's no money for health care or child care. It's like they want people to suffer. Marcus, the black activist, leaned in. Exactly. And it's not just abortion. These policies. Sports bans, anti-trans laws, defunding welfare. They're designed to keep power with the wealthy and white. Intersectionality isn't just a buzzword. It's how we survive. His words hit home. My fight as a gay man was real, but it was cushioned by privileges others didn't have. I glanced at Jay, wondering if he was following. His face was unreadable, but he squeezed my hand under the table. After the meeting, Tara pulled me aside. Alex, you're getting a lot of attention. Have you thought about writing an op-ed? Something about your experience, tying it to these broader issues. I hesitated. I'm not a writer, and I'm already in too deep with this viral crap. You don't have to be perfect, she said. Just honest. People connect with that. I promised to think about it, but my mind was elsewhere. As we left the office, my phone buzzed with a new email, not a threat this time, but a forwarded message from Mia. It was from my boss. Alex, we need to discuss your recent public activities. They're impacting the company's image. Meeting tomorrow, 9 a.m. My stomach churned. They're going to fire me, I muttered, showing Jay and Ryan. Ryan frowned. They can't do that. It's discrimination. You've done nothing wrong. Jay's jaw tightened. This is because of me, isn't it? The video, the protests, no, I said sharper than I meant. It's because people can't handle a gay guy living his life. This isn't on you. But the tension lingered as we headed back to Ryan's. That night, we ordered pizza and tried to keep things light, but the air felt heavy. Jay and I curled up on the couch, his head on my chest, and for a moment, it was just us. No threats, no bosses, no protests. His fingers traced circles on my arm, and I kissed him softly, the warmth of his touch grounding me. It wasn't intense like before, just tender, a quiet reminder of why I was fighting. Then Ryan's phone rang, shattering the moment. He answered, his face paling. Alex, it's Mia. She's at the hospital. What? I sat up, heart racing. Is she okay? She was attacked, Ryan said, voice shaking. Outside her apartment. She's stable, but the guy mentioned your name. The room spun. Jay grabbed my hand and Ryan kept talking, but I barely heard him. Mia, my fierce, loyal friend. Hurt because of me? The threats weren't just about scaring me anymore. They were real. We rushed to Grady Memorial, where Mia was in a recovery room, her arm in a sling and a bruise blooming on her cheek. She managed a weak smile when she saw me. You look worse than I do. I choked back tears. Mia, I'm so sorry. This is my fault. Bull, she said, wincing as she sat up. Some creep with a grudge did this. Not you. She told us what happened. A man had jumped her outside her building, ranting about teaching queers a lesson. He mentioned my viral photo, the park video. The police were investigating, but Mia's description of the guy was vague, tall, hooded, nothing distinctive. As we left the hospital, Jay pulled me aside. Alex, I need to tell you something. I saw Lena yesterday. She came to my place, begging me to take her back. When I said no, she got weird. Said she'd make sure we both paid for humiliating her. My blood ran cold. You think she's behind this? The threats, Mia's attack. I don't know, he admitted, but I'm telling the cops. Just in case. Ryan, who'd overheard, looked grim. We need to end this, Alex. You can't keep living like this. He was right. But how? The threats, the attack, my job hanging by a thread, it was too much. Yet running wasn't an option. I thought about Tara's op-ed idea, about Sam and Marcus's fight for justice. If I was going down, I'd do it swinging. That night, back at Ryan's, I started drafting the op-ed. I wrote about the video, the threats, Mia's attack, and how it all tied to the bigger fight. Abortion bans, trans exclusion, economic inequality. I poured my heart into it, hoping it would reach someone, anyone who needed to hear it. As I hit save, Jay leaned over, reading over my shoulder. You're incredible, he said, kissing my neck. I'm all in, Alex. Whatever happens next. I wanted to believe him. But with Mia in the hospital and a shadow over us, I knew the worst was yet to come. Mia's attack was the breaking point. Sitting in Ryan's apartment, my op-ed draft glowing on my laptop, I realized running wasn't an option anymore. The threats, the violence, the public scrutiny, they weren't just personal. They were part of a bigger fight. I wasn't just Alex, the guy who accidentally went viral. I was Alex, the gay man who wouldn't be silenced. Jay was beside me, his presence a quiet strength despite the chaos. He'd told the police about Lena's outburst, and they were questioning her, but I wasn't holding my breath. The threats felt bigger than one person, like a symptom of a world itching to punish anyone who didn't fit in. Ryan, ever the rock, was making coffee, giving us space while staying close. Their support, Jay's, Ryan's, Sam's, Mia's, kept me grounded, but I knew the next move was mine. The op-ed went live the next day, published by a local outlet with a national reach. I called it No More Hiding, a gay man's fight in a divided America. I wrote about the selfie, the park kiss, Mia's attack, and how they connected to free speech debates, how hate speech isn't just words when it incites violence, how queer people deserve to exist without being a headline. I tied it to gender identity, calling out laws that strip trans kids of their rights, and to the broader struggle for equality. The response was immediate. Thousands of shares, messages of support, and predictably, more hate. But this time I was ready. My boss's meeting was that morning. I walked into his office, expecting a pink slip. Instead, he surprised me. Alex, I'll be honest, I didn't get it first. Your lifestyle, the publicity. But I read your article. It's powerful. We're not firing you, but we need you to keep work separate from this activism stuff. I nodded, relieved but firm. I appreciate that, but I can't stop speaking out. It's who I am. He sighed, then smiled. Fair enough. Just don't tank our client list, okay? I left the meeting lighter, but the weight returned when Jay called. They cleared Lena, he said. She's got an alibi for Mia's attack. But the cops found something else, a guy from the counter-protest group. He's been posting about you online, bragging about teaching lessons. They're bringing him in. My knees buckled. So if it's him? The threats, Mia? Maybe, Jay said. They're still digging. But Alex, I'm done hiding. I told my dad about us. About me. I froze. What? How'd he take it? Not great. Jay admitted, his voice raw. He said I'm lost and needs time. But I don't care anymore. I'm choosing you. Us. Tears stung my eyes. Jay, I'm so proud of you. Come to my place tonight, he said. I want to celebrate. Just us. I agreed, my heart soaring. But first, I had one more commitment. A vigil for trans youth, organized by Sam to honor those lost to violence and protest ongoing bans. It was set for Centennial Olympic Park, and I'd promised to speak. The vigil was somber, hundreds of candles flickering in the twilight. Sam stood beside me, their voice steady as they read names of trans victims, mostly women of color, their stories drowned out by louder headlines. When it was my turn, I spoke from the heart. I'm here because I was forced into the spotlight, I said. But I'm staying because silence isn't an option. Free speech means nothing if it's used to harm, and equality means nothing if it excludes anyone. We're all in this together. The crowd applauded, and I caught Ryan's eye in the audience, his smile proud. Jay was there too, near the back, his presence a quiet promise. After, Sam hugged me. You're one of us now, they said. Keep showing up. I nodded, overwhelmed. But as I stepped off the stage, my phone buzzed. A news alert. The suspect in Mia's attack had been arrested, a 28-year-old with ties to an extremist group. His post mentioned my video, calling it proof of moral decay. The threats were his, too. Relief washed over me, but it was bittersweet. Mia was still healing, and the hate wasn't gone, just one voice silenced. That night, I went to Jay's. He'd lit candles, ordered Thai food, and put on a playlist of soft indie tunes. It was perfect, almost too perfect, like he was trying to make up for lost time. We ate, laughed, and talked about everything: his dad, my op-ed, our fears, our hopes. The air grew heavy with unspoken want. And when he kissed me, it was different, slow, deliberate, like he was claiming this moment as his own. We moved to his bedroom, hands exploring, hearts open. It was tender, a dance of trust and surrender, every touch saying what words couldn't. Afterward, we lay there, his arms around me, the world finally quiet. I love you, he whispered, the words a gift. I love you too, I said, meaning it. The next week was a blur of healing and planning. Mia was discharged, her spirit unbroken. Ryan started dating someone new, but we stayed close, our friendship a constant. Sam invited me to join Outfront's board, and I said yes, ready to make a difference beyond my own story. As I sit here now, reflecting on this wild ride, I realize how much I've changed. 6 months ago, I was a guy who tripped into fame with a selfie. Now, I'm an advocate, a partner, a survivor. I've learned that love, whether for a person or a cause, means showing up, even when it's messy. I've learned that hate is loud, but community is louder. And I've learned that being true to yourself is the hardest, bravest thing you can do. Looking back, I see the moments that shaped me. The viral photo, Jay's kiss, Mia's courage, Sam's fire. Each one pushed me to be more, to fight harder. I'm not perfect. I've stumbled, doubted, feared, but I'm here. And that's enough. To you, reading this, I want to ask, if you were in a similar situation, caught in a spotlight you didn't choose, facing threats and judgment for who you are, how would you approach it to achieve the best possible outcome? Would you hide, fight, or find another way? Your answer matters because this fight belongs to all of us.